Mindfuck Monday, because the news should come with a trigger warning. Let me just say it, I'm bummed. I couldn't make it to the 50-51 rallies today. Like a deep in my gut, hard to watch the footage kind of bummed. Because these rallies weren't just inspiring, they were necessary. And as I sat at home, watching the crowds pour into the streets all over the world, all I could think was, I should have been there. I'm Christi Chanelle, and this is Sassy Politics. Nothing feels more important than standing shoulder to shoulder with people fighting for their basic rights. And don't get me wrong, I am so damn proud of everyone who showed up. I cheered, I reposted, but inside, I felt like I missed a call I was meant to answer. So here's my promise. I will try not to miss the next one. No guarantees, life is messy, but when that call comes again, I'm going to do everything in my power to answer it with my feet, my sign, and my voice. But for today, you've got my voice right here. Let's get into it. On Saturday, April 19th, rallies were taking place across the globe in support of H.R. 5051, an urgent stand for bodily autonomy, civil rights, and freedom from political persecution. These aren't just moments. These are markers of a movement. And if you're watching and wondering if it matters, I promise you, it does. Supreme Court blocks Trump deportations. In a 7-2 decision, the U.S. Supreme Court temporarily blocked the Trump administration from deporting Venezuelan nationals under the Alien Enemies Act. Yep, that's the 1798 law Trump is trying to use to justify mass removals. The ACLU challenged it, and fast. And for once, the court actually agreed, temporarily. The administration, of course, called the ruling political theater because following the law is apparently too woke now. Also this week, the Supreme Court agreed to hear Mohammed versus Taylor, a case where conservative parents want to be notified if their public school children are exposed to anything LGBTQ related, books, lessons, and curriculum. This is about turning personal discomfort into law. And if the court sides with them, we're one ruling away from nationalizing Don't Say Gay. So let's be real. This isn't about curriculum transparency. It's about erasure. Plain and simple. Jesse Hoffman Jr. is set to be executed in Louisiana using nitrogen hypoxia, a method that's been widely condemned for causing cruel and unusual suffering. A federal judge originally blocked it, citing Eighth Amendment concerns, but a federal appeals court overruled it. Why? Because precedent means nothing when you've got political muscle behind the punishment. And we're just casually using experimental death methods in 2025 like it's fine. The White House press secretary went full mean girl energy this week. What's new? Dodging questions with sarcasm and dismissing journalists like she was running a PR firm, not briefing the nation. Caitlin Collins of CNN asked a direct question about executive overreach and was met with eye rolls and a snide next question before completely being ignored. Even worse, the administration's new press policy is actively restricting access to major outlets like the Associated Press, and a judge just ruled that's likely a First Amendment violation, which we already knew. This isn't transparency, it's arrogance. And if this administration thinks the press is the enemy, they're forgetting who pays attention when the lights are on. Dr. Oz was officially sworn in this week as administration for the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. But the moment took a dramatic turn when his 11-year-old granddaughter, Philomena, fainted during the ceremony in the Oval Office. The event was quickly shut down and the press evacuated. She's okay, thankfully. But the image of a Trump-aligned celebrity doctor being interrupted by a medical emergency in real time, you can't script that. It's giving chaos. It's giving irony. It's giving we are not okay. China versus Trump. U.S.-China tensions are heating up again after President Trump announced a new wave of tariffs, citing national security and pushing another isolationist agenda. Meanwhile, China responded by conducting military drills near Taiwan because nothing says stable international relations like mutual threats. These moves are rattling global markets, and experts are warning this isn't just about economics. It's about power, about distraction, and possibly about dragging us into a new Cold War because somebody's polling numbers dipped. Welcome to 50 States of WTF, where we watch the courts so you don't have to. From state bans to surprise wins, this is your weekly breakdown of who's protecting our rights and who's playing fast and loose with the Constitution. Alaska vs. McKelvey. The Alaska Supreme Court is weighing whether law enforcement can photograph your property from the air using zoom lenses without a warrant, because apparently privacy only matters when it's not yours. United States versus Skermeti. This one's huge. The Supreme Court is taking up Tennessee's ban on gender-affirming care for minors. If they uphold it, it opens a door for states to criminalize health care and possibly criminalize parents for affirming their kids. We are officially in dystopian territory. JGG versus Trump. A judge is considering contempt charges against the Trump administration for deporting Venezuelan migrants despite a court order, which means we are now in a constitutional crisis where the executive branch is ignoring the judiciary. This is how democracy dies, not with a bang, but with a shrug. I couldn't make it to the 50-51 rally, but I'll be damned if I stay quiet today, because what's happening in our courts, in our classrooms, in our prisons, and in our government, it's not normal, and we're not going to treat it like it is. So while they play with people's lives in courts, I'll be here, watching, documenting, speaking loudly, because silence isn't an option. Not anymore. Love you, miss you, bye.